In the summer of 2016, a group of us from St. Luke came to Germany on a Luther and Bach tour, visiting different historical sites. We've made these little vignettes as an introduction to the Reformation and to Martin Luther in celebration of the 500th anniversary of the Reformation on October 31st, 1517. We're here at the town church in Wittenberg, where Luther often preached and taught, where Johannes Bugenhagen was his best friend and was the pastor here. My favorite piece of art in the whole world, of everything I've seen, is the altar piece on top of the altar here in this church by Lucas Cranach. The piece shows the importance of the Word and sacraments. On the bottom part, Luther in the pulpit pointing to Christ, one hand on the Bible, one finger pointing to Christ crucified. But the importance of the Word of God and what we preach is to point to Christ crucified. Like John the Baptist pointing to Christ and saying, "He must increase, I must decrease." On the top left panel, we have a baptism happening in worship. And you'll notice that it's Philip Melanchthon who's baptizing. And this too was a critical statement, as Melanchthon wasn't ordained as a priest, but the idea of the priesthood of all believers participating in worship and even doing a sacrament like baptism. In the middle panel, you'll notice the Lord's Supper going on, and around the table you have Lucas Cranach, once again pictured, kind of at the top center, a little left of center there, and then Martin Luther as Junker Jorg, when he was in hiding and grew out his beard. He has a chalice that he is giving to a lay person. Again, a statement of what was going on with the sacraments and how Luther taught that both kinds should be given to the lay people. And on the right corner panel, you have the office of the keys, and one person who is repentant on his knees being forgiven, and the other person, pictured in yellow, being taken away unrepentant, and the office of the keys to bind and to forgive sins. And the one who is pictured doing that is Bugenhagen, who was the pastor of the church. You'll notice the pulpit is in the center of the congregation, the Word being in and among the people. Luther's teaching on the Word, the two uses of the law and the gospel, was central to Lutheran theology and is still today. What does the Word do? That's the question. That distinguishes whether the Word functions as law or gospel. Does it instruct and guide us, tell us what to do, what not to do? That's the first use of the law. Does the law convict and kill? Does it point out our faults and failures and shortcomings? That's the second use of the law, the Spirit's use. Or does it forgive and free, renew and redeem, raise the dead? That's the gospel. Once Luther said in his table talks, it's the supreme art of the devil that he can make law out of the gospel. If I can hold on to the distinction between law and gospel, I can say to him any and every time that he should kiss my backside. A good conscience won't set one free, but the distinction between law and gospel will.